Yep, so what up, Jesse JP? And it's part 2 of I Ain't Got No Game. So, like, when I'm in a trance, though, I can, I can do a lot of things, but as far as, like, going all the way and stuff, actually, I don't know, man. I don't even know if I should even say it, but I'm gonna say it, forget it. You know, it's like, I'm like, okay, like, I don't really like going to the movies, but I like movies. So what it is about that is, when I get into a movie theater, I'm cool. But going from where I am, point A, to the theater itself is a lot of work for me. It's like, oh man, and you gotta go in there, and then you gotta stand in a line and get the ticket and buy some food and listen to these commercials and this and but once the movie starts, I'm all good and stuff. So that's how I am when it comes to intimacy. What's a good word to use? Consensual, mutual consent activities and stuff like that. I can go out with a girl and we can have a good time and maybe have a couple of kisses and hold hands and stuff. But to go all the way to these guys hanging out, I don't know, nothing. And to go all the way to home and stuff, man. I mean, my mind goes through some serious thinking. Like, is it going to be fun, boring? Am I going to stay excited enough, or am I going to have to do this? And by the time I run through all of this stuff, it's like, man. And then if I get to that point, then I'll just start acting really stupid and kind of like turn the girl off. But not to the point where she don't hate me, but, or I'll just, like, okay, here's a perfect example. I was in Nagoya, and I was working as, I guess I was on a day off, and I was just up at Santa Barbara, because people that work there, it was like the place to be and stuff. Now it's called Shooters, the place to be. But, it's Shooters, another place. But, so I was just in there, hanging out and stuff upstairs and sitting at the bar, and some girl was in there. I think her name was Sai. So, Sai, I think it was, or something like that. I forget her name. But she was nice looking, but one of her teeth was like kind of something was wrong with it. But she was fine. I ain't lying, because once you get to Japan and these girls in their teeth, you'll get used to it. It's something. Well, not everybody get used to it, but I do, because I ain't well, but anyway. But so we were sitting there talking and stuff, and trading numbers, and I'll call her, and at first I called her, and she said, hey, let's hang out. So we went and hang out and stuff like that, and then she just disappeared, right? And I was like, okay, fine. Then the next time she called me, like a year later, talking about, I was really busy and blah, blah. But I bought me a BMW, and, I got my own place, and I got married. I was like, wow. Like, okay, so, I'm thinking to myself, why are you calling me? But she said, oh, but my husband, her husband lives somewhere else, or basically she said they weren't living together, so I don't know what that was all about. And, I don't know what that was all about. And, let's see what else. And she said they don't even really meet, so I don't know what that. I don't really know what that was all about. So I was like, okay, fine. And then that was it. And then she coming back like 3 months later, and she was like, oh, what you doing? Like, nothing. So she like, all right. And she told me to come pick her up at Kaneyama Station, where videos of the hotel and stuff I was at. And so I went over there and picked her up, and I was like kind of sweaty anyway, and she wanted to go home and change clothes and stuff. So I was like, all right, fine. So I said, let me take a shower in your place. She's like, oh, well, I don't really like guys sitting in my house. And I said, I just go in there, take a shower, and come right back. And she's like, all right, man, we're in her house, and it was a mess. I couldn't believe it. But anyway, I took a shower and left, and went downstairs and waited for her. She came out, And she wasn't fat or anything. She was thin, not skinny, but nice, slender, and these white jeans on and stuff, real tight. And she was looking real nice. And we got in the car and went out to Kisakawa River because I used to hang out there a lot. And so we were talking and stuff and start, kissing and stuff. But nothing heavy, And then I must start touching her leg. And she was like, well, I don't like doing this in a car and blah, blah, blah. Let's go someplace else. No. She didn't say let's go someplace else. She's like, she said, I don't like doing it in the car. So I was like, okay. So then I stopped. And then she'll kiss me again. And then I'll touch her again. And, but I mean, not, on her chest or nothing like that. Just put my hand on her leg, just squeeze her muscles and stuff. And she said, I don't really like doing it in a car. And I'm like, doing what in the car? We ain't doing nothing. Just, just kissing a little bit, just talking and stuff. And she kept saying it and kept saying it. And basically she was saying like, hey, let's go someplace else. But I wasn't even catching the drift. I was like tripping and stuff, And I guess by the time we started driving and stuff, she's just straight up told me, she said, hey, let's go here. And I was like, and I was thinking like, I only got like $300 in my pocket, and I don't want to spend no money to go to no hotel or nothing, because I wasn't, I wasn't even really too much going to those places anyway, and I didn't know in Japan, you don't pay for those, the girls pay, and so I was like, whatever. So I said, fine, I'm not going. So I just took her home, and I think she was kind of surprised because, I don't know how much money she had, but I'm thinking she probably had at least 3 G's on her, and because back in those days when the economy, it was still bubble head busting and stuff, but kids like 15, 16 years old open their wallets and they like $300-400 in their wallets and stuff, and it was a trip. So I just took her home, and she was kind of like surprised. She got in the car and had this strange look on her face, and I was like, all right, bye. She's like, all right, bye. And that was it. And then, but then, we met a few more times after that. We was talking and hanging out, and it was like, she would come in like every 6 months, and then we meet and go drinking or go driving, and she'll tell me, or take me out to eat or whatever, and she'll just give me a rundown on what was going on in her life, since the last time I met her and stuff. But I think, I don't know, just, maybe a year after that or 2 years after that, she just stopped calling and stuff. But she was real nice though, man. I mean, she was like real nice, and oh my God, she was cute, real nice though. But yeah, I messed that up, it was just strange though, because I just didn't catch it, and what it is though with me is the girls, they'll be in the mood and I won't be in the mood, but then when they're not in the mood, then I'm in the mood. And sometimes I think I do that on purpose just so that nothing will happen, because I do that a lot. Too much, and like we'll go out, like if I go out with a girl and I'm not, oh man, okay, let me start this, tell this other story. This is funny.